What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. I have been so busy in post-production for my film Shelby Oaks. It's been a lot of fun. We've been working on a rough cut. As fun as that can be, the Martin Scorsese quote about wanting to vomit whenever you watch a rough cut is accurate. It's difficult to look at a film in an unfinished state with no sound and no music and terrible everything until it starts to sort of not look terrible, and then you're like, oh, there's the movie. It's starting to show itself. It's an interesting process. Every time I've ever gone through it with short films, it's always really hard. With a feature, it's very stressful, but I was able to break away and watch a few movies this week and have some fun and relax. And I want to talk to you about Thor a little bit. But first, I want to give a big thank you to the sponsor for this video, Displate. Displate has tons of high-quality prints on metal. They're mounted on the wall with the help of a magnet. It's very easy to hang and change designs whenever you feel like switching them out. There are millions of designs available with officially licensed art from brands like Marvel, DC, Netflix, including designs from Fallout, Skyrim, The Witcher, and tons more. With Displate, you can build collections of the things that you're passionate about right on your wall, and with every Displate that you buy, you build one tree. Whenever you buy posters or anything along those lines from the internet without seeing it first in person, there's always a part of you that's like, oh man, I hope they really do a good job with this print. Everything I've ever gotten from Displate looks magnificent. The official brands are never printed with a file size that's too small and so it gets blurry or pixelated. That never happens. Everything I've ever received from Displate always looks great, and I happily hang them from my wall. So click the link in my description to see some of my favorite Displates, and to get my special discount, you can order 1 to 2 Displates and get 25% off, or 3 or more and get 29% off, which will be automatically applied to your cart. And this offer is only available for a limited time, so check out that link in the description below. Thank you so much to Displate for sponsoring this video. Let's keep talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. In the film, Thor enlists the help of Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster to fight Gorr the God Butcher, who intends to make the gods extinct. So I really love Thor Ragnarok. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. I've watched it many times. I think it's fantastic. It's really funny. The action's great. Hulk talks in it. A lot of things I wanted to see happen in that movie, so naturally I was very excited to see that Taika Waititi was making another Thor movie. And as you guys know, I don't really make videos about movies that I really didn't like anymore. It's not really my thing. I don't think it's necessarily appropriate since I'm trying to make films professionally, and it's just a sort of strange thing that I don't really think is... It's just kind of weird, and so I've stayed away from it. And this is going to be one of those weird times where I didn't really love this movie. I enjoyed aspects of it. There were a lot of things that I did like, and I certainly didn't hate the movie, and I wouldn't even go as far as to say that I didn't like it, but it's no Ragnarok. When I left the theater, I thought to myself, okay, that was visually dazzling. Christian Bale is really good as Gorr. I liked him a lot. In fact, I would have liked to have seen more of him. I think he might have actually been underutilized. I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. It was wonderful that Natalie Portman as Jane Foster got to do something that felt monumental as the mighty Thor. Liked her quite a bit. Thought the sequence with Russell Crowe as Zeus was very funny. And plenty of the action is awesome. And a lot of the comedy really works for me. But the structure of the movie felt strange. It felt like a lot was missing. And then I started to pay attention to the way the actors and even the director were talking about the movie. And I started to think about the reason I want to make a video about Thor. It's not so much to say that the movie's okay. It's more that the marketing confuses me. After seeing the film, I thought back to the very first trailer and the words that come up on the screen during that trailer. Now, take it from me, and you know this, of course, I'm sure, but you maybe don't think about this. In a trailer for a movie, the words that appear to market the film are thought about for a long time. Many people discuss what exactly should show up in a trailer, especially for a film of this size. So when they initially chose the words, "Not every god has a plan," I remember thinking that's a strange way to sell your movie. Until I saw the movie and I realized that it is really kind of just about Thor hanging out and going around to various locations hoping to save some kids who are in a cage somewhere. And the film itself also kind of feels like it doesn't have as much of a plan as Ragnarok did. And then I hear Christian Bale in various interviews talking about all of the things that he did in the movie that aren't in the movie. And I was like, wow, I can't believe he's saying all this stuff. Then I saw Taika Waititi and Tessa Thompson talking about the visual effects in one scene and that they weren't that great. And I found that very surprising as well. These are not things I'm used to hearing from people in the press when it comes to a Marvel production, or really any big film. And it makes me wonder if Kevin Feige was so tired of keeping secrets from Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that he finally went, oh, whatever, man. I've met Taika Waititi. He was super nice to me. I think he's a great filmmaker. I have loved pretty much all of his movies. I think he's absolutely wonderful. But I did find it strange that they publicly, in a huge interview, talked about the VFX in that way, because I feel for VFX artists. These people are often very overworked and are rarely given enough time to complete their jobs. And I would wager that most of them would like more time than they are given to complete their work, because like basically every artist on Earth, it would always be nice to have a little more time, wouldn't it? David Fincher said it best, and I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember the movie he was talking about, but he said, "You always know the best way to direct your movie after you directed your movie." Because you've already gone through it and you're like, yeah, I definitely should have done that. But it doesn't matter because that's in the past now and you had to move on. So I was a little confused about the VFX comment. But also, historically, Taika Waititi can be hard to read if he's being serious or just joking, or, you know, he jokes so much. And sometimes when you watch like an interview where he's serious for a long time, it's almost like it's like his body wants to make a joke. Like he can't stay serious. But he's an amazing artist. It's just that the way they've approached the marketing and the press for this movie does seem like people are like, I don't know, we're trying to figure out how to talk about this movie. And I've never seen that from the MCU before. And that could be because the film has some structural issues and it is a bit haphazard and thrown together, but somehow is still remarkably very entertaining. It's just that it's nowhere near as good as Ragnarok. So I have to ask myself if this is like a new era for Marvel, where they stop caring as much about the way their artists talk about their movies, because this feels so much less controlled than with a film like Spider-Man No Way Home. And granted, there's no like massive spoilers to give away in Love and Thunder, and perhaps that could be why, but it just feels like the leash has been significantly loosened from Marvel in the way they've talked about this movie. Clearly the film has had a divisive reaction, but I can say that I did enjoy the couple hours in the theater. It's just, compared to Ragnarok, I probably won't watch Love and Thunder again, but I've seen Ragnarok like 4 or 5 times. But I would still like to see another Thor movie from this team, just because Chris Hemsworth seems to enjoy playing the character so much and he's great at it. And as I said, this is a visually dazzling movie, and both films have had really good villains. Cate Blanchett last time and Christian Bale this time. So I also am just curious to see how the MCU handles things going forward with promotional material, especially during Phase 4, because Phase 4 I don't think has landed quite as well for them as some of their other phases in regards to public and critical reception. And so it's been interesting to see how they hone in on it. Movies like Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home have just been, you know, I'm so glad I got to watch those movies. So there's been aspects of Phase 4 that I have loved, and I'm hoping that going forward, we still get some more stuff like that. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I'm gonna go see Top Gun a 3rd time this weekend. I love that movie. It was even better the 2nd time. I can't wait to see it again. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.